Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I thought it would be a good idea to spend a little time together, and perhaps we could again try to become a little bit stronger through understanding the process that our thoughts and consciousness together create, and understand a little bit more about what is the relationship between our mind, our feelings, our consciousness, our thoughts, and the girlfriend or the relationship that you happen to be experiencing. And now it's broken up. And what is this feeling all about? Is it love that you're missing? Is it her that you're missing? What is it that makes you feel something is wrong? What is it that you crave? What is it that has taken you out of your order? And although we have managed to discuss this subject on several occasions, but often I find it necessary to tackle it from a different angle, so perhaps that would bring some more light into your understanding of your psyche and what is happening in your thoughts and emotions, and how they each are affecting each other, and what are the forces at work that makes you feel so miserable as you may be going through, although temporarily, but nevertheless, that's what none of us enjoy to go through. So I'm hoping to see if we could help to alleviate this until the time passes and you will see the sky through the clouds again. So let's begin. So, what is it that you love? Isn't it, when you think of your girlfriend, first things, or one of the most important things that come to your mind, the pictures that come to your mind are about how you hold her, what it feels when you touch her, when you kiss her, when you caress her, when you're intimate with her, how you focus on her body, how you feel about the interaction that you have with her, and how that interaction makes you feel. All the pleasantry, all the intimacy, all the sex, and all the emotions that you receive are the emotions that have been created in your consciousness, but they were put together and they were created because of your physical interaction with her. So through the kissing and touching and the sex and all the intimacy and all that, there has been a signature, emotional reaction that was created because of all those physical interactions. And therefore, when you think of her, the picture of all those physical interactions come to mind, which with it, there is an emotional file attached to it, which affects you. And what you react to is that emotion that those physical interactions have created. It's not the physical interaction itself. It's the emotion that was created because of the physical interaction. And now you remember the emotions, and the emotions come back to life, and you miss that emotion. It's like a drug that you have been addicted to, and that emotion reminding you of your need for that feeling, all those actions, physical actions that would bring about those emotions again. But then the physical interactions are not there, but the emotions are there, and therefore you miss what would bring the emotions that you feel you're missing. So you're really missing the emotions, not the person. You understand? It is not the actual person, because when you think of her, all the first things come to your mind is all the touchings, all the physical interaction, all the kissing, all the intimacy, and that has with it a certain emotion. So therefore, you now crave that emotion. You don't crave her. You crave the emotion. Yes, you crave her to some extent, depending on the extent of your relationship has been. But even so, a long-term relationship, what you're missing is the emotion that those pictures that you have with her of your interaction, physical interaction with her, brings to your mind. That's what you're really missing. And since when we focus on a girlfriend, we see the pictures of the girlfriends or the intimacies or the woman that you're missing, that you broke up with, you see the picture of a one at a time. It's not like you have so many pictures of different women in your mind when you think of the one that you're missing. When you think of one woman, it's one at a time. So when it's one at a time, you have no competition in that pictorial memory. Therefore, you only focus on that one picture. Therefore, you only think that's the only person that you are missing, and that's the only person that could remedy your problem, that could bring about tranquility and security to you again, because the only picture that you're focusing on is her, because the mind brings these pictures, the experiences you have with women, one at a time. And this recent one is the most recent one, is the one that you're most concerned about. So that's the only one that comes to your mind, and that's the only one you think is the remedy to your problem, to your emotional need, emotional craving. So the first thing to do is to realize that you're missing the emotion that has been created from physical interaction with your girlfriend. It's not the physical interaction that you're missing, it's the emotion that creates in you those physical interactions. And, the whole excitement of the physical interaction. It creates an emotion, and that's the emotion that you're missing. And second thing is that you realize every time you think of her, the picture of the relationship comes to you one at a time. So the picture of the woman that you're missing comes without any competition into your mind, by herself. And therefore, because it's only one, you think that's the only one in existence in the world that could actually be of any interest and could actually remedy your situation, because that's the only thing visible in your mind. It comes one at a time. Yeah, it's like you have a pastry on the table and you like it, it tastes good, and you think it's the best in the world. Well, it may be, as long as there's no other pastry on the table. But if there's so many different kind of pastries, German, French, and Japanese, and Chinese, and Persian, and Indian, and all kinds of pastries on table, suddenly there is a competition. And you may actually find that this one that you thought is the best is really not necessarily, because now you have other things to compare it with. But if there is only one on the table, well, that's the only one, so you will think it's the most precious thing of all. Especially that your mind, have created such an intelligent entity out of this one person, and now that she's left, you think you actually lost the most intelligent thing, because your mind had conjured it up. You had made her to be the best, everything, because of all those emotions and intimacies and the experiences, and then you want yourself to be considered someone really sophisticated. So whatever it's yours, you make it to be the best. So you made her to be the best of the best. Now that she's left, you think, oh, the best of the best left me. So your mind actually betrays you. So if you think of it that way, and you consider competition to be brought in when you think of these past experience of the woman that you were with, the girlfriend, then suddenly she's not seemingly so detrimental to your well-being. So when you think of her, create other pictures of other women that you've seen in the movies and television, in pictures, more beautiful. Or so if it's all physical emotions, the emotions that come from physical intimacy, so picture with other women that you may have chances with, possibilities, and comparing with her, it would be like having all these other pastries on the table. There would be competition, and you wouldn't be thinking that she's the only one, that pastry is the only one, therefore it's the best. When there are other things around, therefore you will focus that it's not the only one, it's not the best, there are other things, other possibilities, and you will be a little bit more understanding about that this is not the end of the world. So remember, it is the emotion of the physical interaction that makes you feel you're craving this drug, this relationship that is severed right now and you're missing. It's not the actual person, it's not the actual physical intimacy, it's the emotion signature that has been engraved in your consciousness, and that's what comes in with the pictorials that you think of her, you remember her. These emotions come with it too. So go find other people, become friends with other people, create a competition in your own mind. So when you think of her, you can also have other pictorials, other experiences, other women, other possibilities come to your mind, and realize that it's not the end of the world and things will be fine. Something for you to think about, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.